Hi everyone, welcome back. Hope you guys are having a great day. So this is a clip from a previously recorded video. This is a much shorter clip of it. But as always, not financial advice, for entertainment only. Do your own research. And I'm invested in closing companies. And if you enjoy this type of content, hit the like button, subscribe, helps me out tremendously. And let's get into the clip. So Cleanspark releases May 2023 Bitcoin mining update. And here's what we have for them. Here's a quote from Zach Bradford. We achieved a significant milestone during the month of May. Not only do we continue to increase the amount of Bitcoin in our treasury, but we also surpassed 100 million in revenue for our fiscal year to date. Importantly, we achieved this milestone with the bulk of our expansion expected to come later this year. And that is true. And that's a great accomplishment there for them, already reaching 100 million. Additionally, the amount of Bitcoin we mined this month exceeded expectations, largely due to an increase in operational efficiency and a brief, albeit significant increase in transaction fees. Yeah, that was pretty, it was like 5 days or so, 5 to 6 days, where those fees really amounted to a lot, where it was more than the reward, which was at 6.25. It was actually above that sometimes as well. So it was double the rewards that some of these guys were getting, which was great. And then May Bitcoin mining update. So they mined a total of 609 Bitcoins. Total BTC holdings as of May 31st is 451. Total BTC converted for operations and growth in May was 471, so they sold that many. And then currently deployed fleet of about 67,000 latest generation Bitcoin miners with a hash rate of 6.7 exahash. And that's kind of, they've been stuck there for the last 3 months or so. They have done a lot of purchases, which will be coming in the second half of this year. Operational updates. So Washington, the 50 megawatt expansion continues to track according to projected timeline, despite a series of rain delays that temporarily slowed down progress. Miners are arriving daily, with all units expected to be at the facility by the end of the month. Racking has begun, and energization is expected to begin in the second half of June. So that's good there. We'll see how much they get up and running in there. So June should be a better month as far as growth is concerned. And then when we get into, obviously, July, August, September, October, November, December, we should see huge increases for them as long as they get the miners in and the expansions going on time. Sandersville, crews are making headway in preparing the land for the company's expansion at its Sandersville site. The planned expansion will add over 6 exahash to Cleanspark mining operations, so that's at least progressing as well. Right, that's going to be where a majority of their new machines are going to be going into, so that's the part that has to be built out, and hopefully they can build it out on time and get the miners installed in there, okay? So let's take a look at the numbers that we do have for them here. And if we look at, this is Cleanspark here. Cleanspark is, I think this price might be a little bit old here. It might be a day or two old. I didn't update this yet, so I will update this later on. But shares outstanding is about 112 million right now. Stock price is $4.32. Market cap is about 486 million as it is. Current hash rate is going to be about 6.7. Future hash rate, they do have miners to get them to 17.5, 17.6 roughly. But they did state in their release on Thursday that they're going to possibly use some of the newer miners that they're getting in to get rid of some of the older miners that they have. And we talked about it at that video. You guys can take a look at that one when you have time. Okay, hash rate left basically about 10.8 exahash to install. That represents about 162% growth for them. BTC HODL is 451 Bitcoin. Their BTC HODL value is about 12.4 million right now, based on the Bitcoin price where it's at right now. Then you can see here that they've done pretty well here in the last 12 weeks. Had you bought 12 weeks ago, you'd be up 103%. 8 weeks ago, you'd be up 73%. 4 weeks, you'd be up just 0.7. And then this past week, or actually this wasn't this past week, it was 2 weeks ago, you'd be up 0.24. So we'll get this updated also this weekend, see how the miners stacked up against Bitcoin. Here's our BTC production. Their best month was in January, 697 Bitcoin. They were kind of up and down here the last couple months. Then nice little increase here in May. Network hash rate has been going up, which results in less Bitcoin being mined. But the network fees have definitely improved here for them. 609 Bitcoin in May was really good. And then you guys can see these charts over here. Month over month difference BTC mined. So they mined 85 more Bitcoin than they did the previous month. The previous month they actually mined 74 less. So an increase is always good. BTC HODL has also been growing here. They went down to about 100 BTC in their HODL position in February. And they've been increasing that ever since then. So we've had a nice climb here as far as Bitcoin HODL is, which is good to see as well. So they do have cash that they can use to buy more miners, pay off debt, pay down debt, whatever they want to do with it. Bitcoin efficiency, so BTC per exahash has come up here to 90.9 for them for the month of May. We'll take a look at the numbers that we have down below for them as far as how many days they were mining and things like that, and I'll explain some things. Then Bitcoin sold, here you can see how much they've been selling. They've been selling, well, every month pretty much for a long time to fund growth and operations, which is great to see as well. And let's see your hash rate. You can see hash rate has steadied out here for the last 5 months or so. They were in January at 6.6, February was 6.6 as well. March, they had a slight increase here to 6.7, and that stayed the same for the last 3 months. So we should see an increase here coming in June when they do report that. And you can also see their monthly revenue. Monthly revenue has continued to go up here month over month. And you can see here that they were last year at 9.97 million compared to the 16.74 million that they are in May of this year. That is largely because of the growth that they've had in their hash rate. And you can see May was at 2.5 exahash. They are 3 times that. Their revenue has increased as well because of that. So that has helped out. Hash rate growth month over month. Nothing here. You can see Bitcoin sold value. So they sold about 12.9 million worth of Bitcoin here in the last month. And you guys have seen this before. We've talked about these metrics as well. You guys can take a look at them here, but I'm not going to talk about them. Let's get into some of the raw data that we do have here for them. And this is where it gets a little bit interesting as far as the miners that are going to be getting installed here. So they reported June 1st, which was on Thursday, that they're buying in another 12,500 of the XP miners. That gets them another 1.76 exahash roughly. But they did state that they might get rid of some of the older miners, which would be these 86 terahash miners, 88, possibly the 96 here as well. They also have some 95 over here. So if they get rid of those, that would get them down to 6.4 exahash, or 16.4 exahash in total, I think. Somewhere around there. Okay. That was on the miners. Now, as far as May production is, basically, in order to come up to the value that they actually possibly estimated value of 16.7 million based on Bitcoin average price for the month of May, you can see here that they generated 16.747 million possibly with the 609 Bitcoin being mined. With us to get there, I actually had to have all the miners running here full time, 31 days in the month with no breaks. And then the added extra transaction fees added about 2.1 million to them, to their bottom line, basically. So it was a nice bonus, basically, for them to get that, okay? So that's how that's being calculated here. And when we go back up over here, we'll take a look at some of the institutions' ratings. So institutions did decrease here a little bit to 162 institutions, but shares did increase here to 35.5 million compared to 25.9. But percentage went down to 31.7, and that's mainly because of the dilution that we've had for the growth that we're going to be seeing here in the next half of a year. Okay, we still have 1 strong buy rating, 3 buy ratings. Price targets still stay the same at $12 for the high, $8 for the average, $6 for the low from analysts. I have them at pretty much right around where they have them at right now. We're looking at the current quarter revenue potentially being about 46.1 million, right? That's if we look at it based on the numbers that we have here for them. April was about 15.1, May was about 16, where June's guessing is going to be around 14. So we're looking at about 46.1 million in revenue for that. Combined with the last 3 quarters that we have, those are all actual numbers for them that they reported. We got 26, 27, 42. So that's those numbers combined. And the total is 142.5 million in total that they have for the last 3 quarters and the current quarter that we're in potentially. 50% net income from gross revenue with a P of 20. I'm looking at least $12.65 for them. This is where I think they should be fairly valued. And this is based on the number of shares that they have currently out. And if we look at 75% net income, we're looking at $18.87, right? So, and they're currently at $4.32. Yeah, I think they're completely way undervalued to where they should be, okay? Based on their growth and everything else, I think the only thing that's kind of a hindrance to the stock price is the fear of the dilution of shares. But even if we dilute shares, let's say they dilute shares by another, let's just say another 50 million, right? So we'll get to, what is that going to be, 162 million? So let's just do that, 162, 123, 123, okay? 162 million. That would get them to a market cap with the current price of $4.32. Market cap would be about 700 million right now. But looking at the numbers here, that would still get us to $8.80 to $13.22. So I still believe that they are way undervalued on that. They should be at least double where they are right now, if not even higher than that. Okay, so I'm just going to leave that number that we do have here. I think they should be closer to about $1 billion in valuation based on where Marathon is and where Ride is as well, right? Marathon's going to be about 22 point something exahash. Ride's going to be about 12.3 exahash, I believe, when everything is said and done. They're supposed to be about 16 point something exahash. They're right in the middle between those two, and those guys are definitely valued much higher than where Cleanspark is. So that's kind of where my head is right now. Okay, so I'm looking at these, well, specifically Cleanspark here to buy any dips that I can. if I have the funds to do it. If we see any deep dips in the stock price, I will pick up some more as long as it makes sense, obviously. Not financial advice. You guys should do your own research as always, but this is kind of what I'm doing, and I definitely love the way that these guys are growing. So I'm looking to put in some more. All right, that's it for that one. Let me know what you guys think of Cleanspark down in the comments below, and we'll chat down there.